What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Ed Honcho, aka at the real Ed Honcho on Instagram and Twitter. If you only want that Houston flavor, that HTOWN is Sauce Sports flavor, you catch me at Sauce Sports HTX on Twitter. Now, this is a Sauce Sports special. If you don't know what Sauce Sports is a Houston homer channel. So that means we only talking about HTOWN teams. I mean, we're talking Astros, Rockets, Texans, Dynamo, Dash. We're talking about the Cougs. We're talking about the Owls. We're talking about the Tigers. We're talking about, I don't even remember what PV is, the Panthers. I'm just fucking with y'all, PV. Anyway, but like I said, I'm the Houston homer, your Houston homeboy, Ed Honcho. And we going to put a little flavor on some things. As you can see, we inside NRG. I'm upset because I've been talking about a lot of things, and I can't believe that I've been ignoring something that we should definitely acknowledge. Because the one thing last year, we talking Texans if you don't know, of course, last year that I failed to acknowledge, that I have not talked about very much, the one improvement, major improvement on the offense was tight end play. The Texans have a talented trio of tight ends. Try saying that. The Texans have a talented trio of tight ends. Try saying that a bunch of times fast. You can probably do it. It ain't that hard. Anyway, but what I want to say is that man, like last year, I don't know if it was because of the ineptness of Mr. Number 17. The name we shall not speak. We shall not speak that name. We shall just address it as number 17. We don't even talk about that no more. Number 17. Utilizing the tight ends more so than ever, or were we just sitting on something? I always knew that Griffin had a little something. Anderson was a rookie. But the most surprising to me last year was Fiedorowicz, because I didn't think Fiedorowicz was I didn't think he could really I didn't think he had hands like that. I didn't think, maybe just because he was not utilized so much that I was not aware. I just thought he was kind of maybe we picked him a little high. I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was a third rounder. But I wasn't impressed. I didn't know, what it was that they had saw in him. But he had some little honors and things along the way, and was a 4-star high school guy. So obviously there's some talent there, and it came to life a little bit last year. Fiedorowicz made some nice catches. Things like, I don't want to say I didn't think he couldn't catch. I just thought he was an average, maybe slightly below average in the hands department. But last year, like I say, I don't know if it was because of how bad number 17 was throwing him that he had to just go out and do some things, and he was just in the moment. But he made some impressive catches last year, and I was just like, man, I forgot about it. I don't know what made me think about, well, man, I had not talked about the tight end group. And that's a very important piece. I don't know, all accounts coming out of camp are that Savage is doing solid. Of course, you know who he's going up against. And the thing about that's still great because it can only make him better. But we're not going to go all the way into that. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking Texans tight ends today. So, man, I was about to shout something out, but I might not. I'm not going to do that because I'm not giving out a free promo. But, man, fuck it. Tight ends, since we're talking about tight ends. If y'all ain't never been to that little spot, tight ends down 45 South, I highly recommend it. Fuck it. Okay. So, anyway, I did it. Damn it. Anyway, so check that spot out if you like over 18. Just highly recommend it. It's much better than a Hooters. Anyway, no, I did not get paid to say that. Anyway, yeah, so talking about the tight end group, man, like I said, I always knew Griffin was solid, not a star. I just knew he had solid hands, he could catch. I thought Fedora was maybe a more solid guy, a better blocker. But Anderson is one of the guys who intrigues me because, there's a lot of talk about him, doing some things last year. And you saw little bits of it, a little flash from him. But Anderson is to me, he's almost like a big receiver. A lot of people say that hybrid type or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. To me, he's just he's a big receiver, a solid receiver. The guy has good hands, and then we have who's that we brought in from SFA. There's the tight end converted from quarterback, and I'm hearing good things about him too. But I think it's going to be pretty difficult to make the cut with with Griffin, who just got re-signed for a few more years, which is solid. Like I said, because he's a solid guy. He's not a guy that he's not going to hurt you. He's going to be more positive than negative, but it's just not going to be just anything outstanding. But he's going to be a guy. He's going to get you a first down. He's going to get you what you need from time to time. But just not, like I say, he's not going to be like a premier go-to guy or anything like that. But I think Fiedorowicz, I'm going to get back to that. Fiedorowicz showed something last year. Like I say, just with the guy who was operating the controls of the offense, I think that hindered some things. But I expect to see, I expect to see similar numbers from Fiedorowicz. And the thing about it is, I think he's is he a free agent? I think is he up for contract this year too. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But if he is, then with Anderson and re-signing Griffin, that's a solid deal. But I don't know. I like what I've seen from Fiedorowicz, and like I say, some other teams may have garnered some interest from seeing that too. So who knows what happens if he decides to walk after the year. Like I say, I think this is a contract year for him. So if he walks, we'll see what happens. But I think that they'll work something out with him. He has a chance to, I think, to be a significant piece. I'm not saying again not the go-to guy. We all know who the man is. Everybody knows who the man is. So let's not play ourselves, but definitely be a significant piece. Like I think that, like I say, we're not top notch, but we're definitely above average in the tight end department. And I think that's another thing that we shouldn't neglect. Like I say, I don't know if it was because I don't want to just attribute it all to, that they're just that good, because I don't know if it was just the opportunities that number 17 provided for them with, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because he used the tight ends a lot more than, maybe a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know. I mean, maybe some people like that. Maybe that's their brand of. Anyway, so we don't even want to get into that shit. But like I say, that guy's no longer here, so we don't have that problem. And like I say, by all accounts, Savage is putting some on the ball. He's throwing some nice passes. And like I say, we already know Savage was a more talented quarterback. So I just don't know if he will rely as heavy on this group. But I do think that when they are called upon, that we can be confident in what they're bringing to the table. Because like I say, when you're it kind of works both ways. When your name isn't getting called, it can be a good thing or a bad thing. It can actually be more so good depending on what it's getting called for. But those tight ends, like I say, you don't hear a lot of talk about them. You might hear a little bit here and there, but there's no primary focus. But that's good, because you're not hearing about how bad of a tight end group they are, and that, well, we need to fix this, or this is a problem. And you may not be hearing about, oh man, this is a world-class crew or whatever it may be. So when you're just doing your job and you're handling business, you might not get all the recognition, but at least you're not getting the blame. So I think we're solid in where we're at with the tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we're slightly above average, and I think if they have the opportunity to showcase more of what they can do, I think that each one of these guys has the ability to impress you. I think Griffin is kind of what he is, but I think Fiedorowicz definitely has something more to show. I think there's more to Fiedorowicz than what we've seen, and I think he's going to show. He's going to make another big splash, I think, this year. And Anderson, like I say, going into this year, by all accounts, the dude can catch. You know what I'm saying? And the dude, he's nice. He's a nice guy to have. He's a nice addition to have on the roster. And like I say, I'm not familiar with the guy from SFA, and I'm not sure. I've heard a few good things about it. Like I say, nothing too negative, but I don't know how many reps he was getting. He's not going to be there this week because this is the veterans. So, and I'm not going to really harp on OTAs too much, because like I say, to me, it's just OTAs are cool. You want to hear the little news out of there. You can get that anywhere. Unless just something major happens, then I'm not going to get on that. But like they say, with that being said, Sauce Nation, I'm going to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to shorten the sauce, trying to keep the sauce short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? And neat. But how do you guys feel about what we're working with at tight end? Do you feel like we're solid, have no complaints, kind of how I feel, or do you guys feel like we could definitely use an upgrade? Do you think that we have enough weapons in other places that we don't really necessarily need to worry about the tight ends? Like I said, as long as they're doing their job, you're not hearing the name on the negative side. I know a couple of folks have talked about Gary. I can't think of the guy's fucking name. The guy that just got released was talking about it. Barnage. And I didn't really. I'd have to look more into him. Be honest with you. Like I say, not just. I'm not really on top of that one because like I say, I don't. I kind of see where we can find, holes to fix the piece. And I think, like I say, across the offense was solid last year. As far as who was at the control, you couldn't have asked too much more from some of those guys. There were a few times when, you could have made a catch here and a catch there, but for the most part, I think we have an upgrade at the most important piece, and I think you will see that reflect all the way around. But like I said, you let me know your guys' opinions. What do you feel about the tight end situation? Do you feel good, bad, don't care, it doesn't matter? Just let me know what you think. Like I say, SauceNation, we over 900, man. I appreciate that. At the time of this recording was 904, so I'm finna make a push for that 1K, and like I say, do something real cool when we hit that 1K mark. You know what I'm saying? So tell your mama, tell your girlfriend, tell your homeboy, tell your daddy. We put sauce on all of them. You know what I'm saying? We splash the flavor on anybody if they fucking with that HTOWN, if they fucking with HTOWN Sports, if they rocking with the sauce. You know what I'm saying? If they rocking with SauceNation, tell them, come be a member. Come get some of this flavor, you know what I'm saying? Come get a taste, and if they like the taste, tell them stay a while, subscribe, all that good stuff. But like I said, I'm your boy Ed Hunter. You can catch me at the real Ed Hunter. You can catch me at Sauce Sports HTX on Twitter if you only want that HTOWN sauce. But with that being said, man, deuce up. Y'all know what that means. SauceNation, be cool. I'm out.